such elegance and style, the ocean and a butterfly.
Good morning, everybody. Just getting you guys all lined up here. It looks like we're having some little bit of poor quality on your guys' end for the YouTube stream. So I'm making sure that it's all good and dandy. Let me know down in the chat if it's coming in clear. So just double checking. But otherwise, well, what a week, right? On top of an earthquake in Venezuela. God forbid people are getting hurt over there. So I'm really hoping that everyone's safe. But man, we when it comes to the markets, I hope you guys are doing well. I would definitely say that I am at par for this week, but it's been a challenge. It's been a very tough challenge, and that's coming from a lot of folks. Especially when you're trading ES, there's a lot of chop, a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we're just looking for a breakout, and we're not getting anything. We're having tons of factors that are, positive for us. There's changes in the bond yield. We're having that drop down. The dollar's becoming weaker. The war was over. We're going to be waiting for data, which was today. And we'll go over the data as well today. And yeah, even looking at the data, it's kind of hard to judge everything off of that because it's not factoring in the new war, the new, signing with Iran and stuff. It's tough. The markets are confused. We've had some good Micron earnings, which was nice for for NQ. People were riding that. I rode that the other night. So that was good. But man, it's just all over the place. And I'm willing to admit that I had a tough go. So I have a couple of funded accounts, and I lost one of them just because, it's midnight, you're chasing the dragon, and you're just like, what's funny is this is where I know these are the rules that I broke, and this is a good example, right? I had the profit made to take the payout for one of them. I have multiple others, and I'll get a payout today, and you'll see me post it. But for one of them, I had it ready to go. It was all done. Walked away. Did well with a couple of building up my account on my personal, left it be. Saw in my calendar, in my TradeZilla calendar, this is where the mental part comes in. I had a red day that day, but the red day was only by $175. So, lo and behold, me thinking, yeah, I bet you can guess what happened next, right? I was like, I could probably make that 175 back in one trade. That's not a big deal. That's a quick trade. My trades average $600 to $1,200 a trade. Well, let's give that a go with one of the funded accounts. And in the worst time possible, not even in my best time frame, which is 5 to 10 p.m. on Asian session, to you know, get this $175. Well, that was not the case. The case turned into a spiral, and that, which is another thing of why I was happy that I did lock out my other accounts to not allow that to spiral into those others. But then I lost that account. I lost that guaranteed payout to try and have a stat look better. So that just tells you that, the stats are nice, right? They look good because when I show them to you, they look nice. But there is the other part of it is if when you're getting paid and you're starting to get payouts and you're starting to make money, sometimes as long as you're getting there, the stats kind of don't matter at that point. Especially if you only are down $175 for the day, that's a good day. That's a very good day, and you already have a guaranteed payout. Like, what are you doing? So, it's times like this that I just love. I love the journey of trading, and it's possible for everybody. Everybody does it. So, but I would consider that a very successful learning lesson and tilt. And even though I know the rules and my own rules, that is something you guys should be aware of. Like, that stuff happens, and that awareness that I had to be like, all right, at least I'm locked up the other accounts, this one's this way, I know what I should have done this next time. Now I know, but also now you guys know. If you're ever in that with your personal account, with a prop firm, with anything like that, or you're trading options and you're like, man, I could make this day look good. I'm already guaranteed good, but I can make it look good. Does the looks really matter at that point? If you already have a guaranteed day, the looks don't matter. So, it's a small little negativity in today's massive journey, but we're going to get after trading today. Once we hit about 9:40, 9:35, probably 9:45, 9:40, we'll switch over to the Earner Plus tier only, folks, and I'll send that link in the Earner Plus tier, the River Edge Futures chat, so that you guys can do that. With that being said, right, if you have not switched over to the Earner Plus tier, and the link below, right, jump on in. If you go on my channel or use the links below on this YouTube page, you can join the lifetime or the monthly. I figured out which ones the code BREAD only works for, the lifetime and the monthly payment plan option. Okay, you join those, that saves you 40% off using code BREAD, BREAD. So just so you know, that gets you access to the Earner Plus part and access to trading with us separately, me posting my plays, me doing all that stuff. So this is what happened today, right? This is last night and into today is that little blow up. So, up over the month, right? I'm up 28 grand, but right here, these 2 days, it doesn't matter. I'm a perfectionist, so I'm not proud of the events that occurred during this because, I'm all about being disciplined and stuff like that. But yes, this was an event last night, and it's something to keep track. And that's why I have a trade journal, and that's why that'll definitely be going in there coming up this week. All right. Let's get down to it, right? You guys came to trade. Hopefully you folks stayed into this through my little rant and spiel. But like I said, ES is real chop. But gold was doing great. I had a call option open on gold. Beautiful. Played out great this morning. I only made I made stuff. That's all that mattered. I made 6%. That's good enough for me for the day. So ES had this breakout, and then they got the data release. The data release is really what is supporting this not going any higher. That's the problem, right? There's a lot of optimism behind, the bond yields dropping, and maybe things are gonna get better, but we're still stuck in this channel every single day. I don't think anything's gonna change until next week. And I said that in the last one, which was funny because I told you guys, like, hey, we're going to start seeing some movement. And if you look at gold, we saw that movement. If you guys traded gold and waited for that breakout zone, it happened. Oh, here. My lines are on this chart. There we go, right? We were in that zone. We finally broke out and ran. This is the one positive thing of the day, is that I traded that on one of the firms and I got a nice 1 to 2 off that because that's a breakout and a retest. We had this continual downtrend, boom, 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 tightening, 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 pop out, pull back down, bounce off the 13 with volume and confirmation on this candle here. I'm going to get rid of this. On this candle here. And then we kept riding it all the way up. Beautiful trade. That's another breakout retest that I've talked about. And this could flip now. But now we're hitting the next zone of resistance, which is the 4,061 that I have marked out. So we'll see if that'll hold up. It's conveniently around the 200 EMA right now. So pull this up. So let's get into trading with ES. Let's see what we got going here. I'm on the 15-minute chart. We're going to do the 15-minute and the 1-minute today. The 15-minute just closed higher than here, but right now the 50 is about to cross the 200 EMA, so we're still in a bearish momentum. And that's going to be because with the recent data release, right, folks are going to be considering we're going to have that rate hike, right? Because they had people in that meeting displaying, hey, there's going to be a rate hike. If there's going to be a rate hike, if the data keeps supporting it, until then you have to go off what the data says. You can't just go off a hearsay. It's going to be off of what the data says. So, with that being said for today, I'm looking from this open. We have a swing high here, a pop down, strong pop down. We have another, I'm going to wait for another swing high and I'm going to enter the trade on if we have a rejection off of here. Could we have a continuation up? Yes, but that's why we wait for confirmation before we enter. So we'll see what happens here. The only reason I'm not entering long is because the major trend, right, on our 15-minute that we're following is still, oh, maybe she's turning. We'll see. So if we break out of this line then, in the opposite direction, then I'd be going for longs. But until then, I'll be gonna have to look for shorts. We'll see what movement gets made here. And this is a good part, right? I don't want to enter in too fast. If I'm entering in right now, like, right, it could go either way. And really, it's a gamble at that point. It's a 50-50 shot. Now, at least what I know, we get to this trend line here, I wait for a rejection or I wait for a breakout. If I have either one of those, then I know I have a probability of success being at least 60 to 80%. And with the breakout strategy on mine, it's at least 80%. So, but if we're supposed to chase this, that's when you start turning into, I don't know, 45, 50% probability. Really, it's a 50-50 shot. But that's also why I preach, wait until it comes. Wait until that chart comes. Wait until the candle gives you what you want, not taking it from the market. Because yes, you are taking money from the market. But a good example of last night is the market could take the money from you. Hello, Meads. How are you? Scotty, good to see you here. Hopefully you guys liked that video I posted. I know it was a long video that multiple traders against that one profitable trader guy. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the chat, if you got time. If you liked it, if you didn't like it. A lot of good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. You can tell by the phases in your journey where you might be as far as like a trader based on like, oh wow, this really hits home. This person in that he's talking to really hit home. Number 5. What do you mean number 5? Oh yeah, the psychology video. If you're in the Earner Plus tier, I'll show you real quick since we're waiting for the thing to do the thing. But yes, I did post the psychology video for you guys. That's my personable spiel on that. Here, I'll pop it up. So yeah, right here, lesson 5. I added that in. Here this next week, I'm clocking it back up. It's Earner Plus tier only. So just so you know, it's locked back up after that. So get in your views while you can. And then the next one I'll be doing is prop firms. So it'll be prop firm specific for everybody since we're going down that route now. The other thing I was talking about, Meads, was if you're in the Earner Plus tier, right here. I posted this. It's the 30 million verified trader versus 15 unprofitable traders. It looks very gloaty, but it's not. All these people are asking him questions, and really he's just letting them talk through their own problem, and then they start to realize, oh, that's what I'm doing. Or if they don't, they'll start to teach it. He'll start to teach like, hey, no, you should probably look for this or do this and think about this. And it wasn't really about strategy, but it was more about the psychology behind it, the risk, and the discipline when it comes to trading and different techniques when you're in different phases of your journey. When it comes to, locking out your accounts, collecting more data specific ways, maybe taking it slow and trading one way. So it's a really good one. It's like 2 hours long. I've watched the whole thing, listened to the whole thing, really. And it was good. It was good enough that I wanted to post it, that I wanted you guys to see it. So that's why it's on there. So go ahead and take a look if you can. All right, we're getting some movement. I did go with the Lifetime Earner Plus. Yeah, my guy. Didn't get to watch it yet. Busy baling straw. Probably this weekend. Yeah, you can just listen to it. It's not like a visual thing. It's more just put your earbuds in and go to work. So that's kind of what I saw. Unless you're a person who likes to sit down and watch it, then that's a different story. Yeah, Mead's nice. I'm telling you, that lifetime Earner Plus stuff, I get it. Okay, I get it. It's expensive. I 100% get it. But it's a very small expense for the lifelong journey to financial freedom, right? There's a tuition cost to this journey on top of, making money and losing money. But in the end, following Mo's plays, following any one of the other guys and my trades, you should have, I know we're not technically giving you financial advice, but there should be, like, in a realistic sense, if you do your due diligence, you pay attention to it, you should have no problem almost possibly turning this into financial freedom or your own, your own career. That's just my opinion, though. Anybody else could have a different opinion. It's just all about now adding in the discipline, the risk management, the patience, the psychology part of it. Because once you start getting into it full time and you leave your real job, I've read a lot of articles about folks, and that switch is very hard because now you're reliant on it. And usually, even the guy that I talked about in the YouTube video has talked and said, we don't want to be, you want to have another source of income, and whether that be dividend income, whether that be, you own rental homes, properties, stuff like that. So you're not reliant on trading full time. So that's, like, ultimately that's my goal. I have a goal. I have a set amount that I would like to get to before I, stop working. And then I have a goal set up for my retirement fund so that I'm paid out dividends monthly and quarterly, so that it pays pretty much for me to live the rest of my life. And that's why there's more strategy behind it than just day trading. There's a whole step process all the way down it. And I'm sure our CPA John would love to talk about it. Well, it looks like we're rejecting pretty hard. I'm going to enter this trade, and I'm going to jump in. Why did it all mess up here? Yeah, I'm going to jump on in on this trade. Why did it do that? What is going on here in this chart? Yeah, we're rejecting pretty hard. So my entry is going to be here. I'll probably take a partial right at the bottom of this, right here. And then my second take profit is going to be that support line down here. Yeah, that's where I'm looking. We broke through that 50 as well. So I'll take a partial at about 433. So I'll take about buy 5 there. So I'll click on that, come over, manually input it because that's just how I do it. I'll buy 5 there. And then I'll buy 5 down here. And you notice I'm not using my forecasting tool. And the reason for that, right? And we may see a rejection up to the 5 and then a push back down, but we'll see. The reason I'm not using my forecasting tool is because now I'm looking at the price action. I'm looking at where previous areas are, because that's only what the market is willing to give you. It's only going to give you what it previously went back to, right? Because those are considered areas where people are willing to step in and support this, support the contract, MES, So I know here is a spot where people are willing to step in here. But that's why there's this whole little square of consolidation in here. And I also know this is a major one down here at 421. I should have got in off of that first break on that first candle, but I wanted to break below the 50 to get like, all right, this is legit. We're going downtown. I need a little more confirmation. Yeah. Yeah, this is impressive. I'm just amazed with how much selling is going on right now on ES. And has anybody checked on SpaceX? I haven't watched any of the latest Mo videos on SpaceX. I'm going to take a quick gander. Oh, this is running. SpaceX. Oh man, 151 today. Looks like we're trolling around in that zone. I think we just got a little pop up for relaxation over the last day and a half, 2 days. And when are we gonna see that 50% drop for my? That's a good question now. Like, what are we at here? All right, we have now dropped 30% from the all-time highs on SpaceX. So from the very tippy top, which was 217, down to today at this point in time, we are down 30%. So is it 20? You guys let me know down in the chat. Is it 20, 50% from the high of the IPO release, or is it 50% from the IPO, IPO price on the Discord page? Yeah. Yuri bid 100. Yeah, 100% right. That I'm happy for you. That's great. You paid for it today with the opening dip. Nice, and then some. Got my money back for the lifetime after a month. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you just play it smart, play it safe, you look at what we're trading and you're like, I don't think that's right. It's not following my technicals. That's fine. Everybody has a different style. That's just how it is. We all similarly follow the bread recipe. I just have little tweaks that I do. Like I follow, breakout patterns and a little bit of trend lines. Right now, this would be considered a scalp for me. So yeah, I mean, opportunity is there. Opportunity is there. Now, right? You can take profit at any time. This is just me trading how I would trade. If you were like, hey, my take profit for the day is $100, get out. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You have a guaranteed profit. Why wouldn't you? I just have a different risk tolerance. My risk tolerance is completely different. And as you've been known and you've seen, I've been willing to wait for trades for almost 3 hours and let trades ride out for a very long time so that it plays out. And I'm not saying they'll go into drawdown a little bit, then they pop back up. But I am saying that those are the things that I will pay attention. I will be patient in letting the trade play out because I play on higher time frames. Sometimes I'll scalp on these shorter ones for sure. But yeah, it's kind of watching, the higher time frames have less chop. And I really, really don't like chop. As you could tell, last night I got triggered. And that trigger made me lose a funded account. And gosh, golly, darn willigers, I'm so pissed. It really was, because that was the difference between $1,800. So, if we're talking about money in real life, that's $1,800 that I just lost because I tried to make my stat look better. You know how much of a slap in the face that is to tell your wife that? I wouldn't consider her my accountability buddy, but sometimes I like to tell her hey, I messed up. I messed up today. That sucked, and oof, not fun. Not fun. So don't do it. Don't do it. That's why I'm here. So I can make the hard mistakes, and then you guys don't make those hard mistakes. All right? I'm not in it to, make money. I'm in it to, have a good community, have good folks, and make sure that you guys learn from my lessons and don't make those hard mistakes. So that's really why I'm here, and to teach, and to have fun, and be entertaining. I know I'm not too entertaining. I'm probably the youngest one of the group, maybe. Maybe. But yeah. Let's see. All right, we got our first take profit. Let's see if she keeps running. Come on, get on down there, Bessie. Get on down there. Come on. Come on. Wow, this is still impressive. I'm still very impressed about the market's reactions. What I love is like we just need that. And what was funny is yesterday I was talking, or if you guys followed me in that morning coffee and market prep, you made money that day. Guaranteed you made money that day if you took the trade, right? Because I knew we were going to have an uptrend and a retracement back up. I know I did. But man, I told you we are one tweet away from ES and the S&P 500 going and doing a friggin' roundabout NASCAR series all the way up, because gosh dang it, that's about where we're coming to. Everything just, the markets don't feel, they feel different than they used to like a week ago and the week before that. It almost seems like there's a lot of confusion, which is why it's choppy and makes sense. And then we're getting, kind of old data, even though it's brand new, it just came out. It's like not factoring in a lot of different, geopolitical climate stuff. It's interesting. Yeah. Let's see if we can't keep riding this out. It wants it. It wants it. But it may just be like, nah, not today. So, let's see if I can pop. If you can hear that tapping and that clicking, my Bluetooth mouse. This little guy I got off Amazon. I think I got it for like $5 because I don't need fancy stuff. I don't really need fancy stuff. I am not a material person. I'm not attached to things. But if you hear that tapping any live stream, that's me trying to reactivate my mouse because the Bluetooth like kicks on and off every once in a while. So I end up having to like tap it. You know what? I think I'm going to take profit here because it's going to hit the take profit or it's going to reverse. Let's just let it ride out. If this candle reverses, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out completely. But right now, I'm going to hold this, be prepped. And if we all just start, throwing things at our computers, it should go down. But that's just a theory I thought of. Usually doesn't work, but it's always for giggles and chits. So, all right, I'm getting out. So, all right, there you go. We made some money today. It may ride down there. I'm not thinking about it, but there you go. Made some money today off of that trade. What did we ride that down? From there to here and to here. Oh yeah. There we go. What did we get today? 449 ducks. That's not bad. You could keep riding this down. I totally could have. But with recent climate of events, I'm trying to rebuild my confidence back up. Because when you have days like that, it's best to just take the wins. It's best to just take those base hit wins and just build the confidence back up. So now, even though, maybe to you guys it looks like I'm doing well, And I know I am. Sometimes I got to have a little gratitude, and that's the same for you guys. Got to have a little gratitude every once in a while. You know, you guys are doing really good, okay? Everybody's always having your good streaks. So you got to have a little gratitude, but sometimes not everything's perfect. You got to reel it in and, you know, remember when to have awareness and take those base hits and just build confidence back up. I mean, even if they're $50 trades, who cares? That's building confidence right there. Like, oh, I knew that was right. I'm going to watch this play out now. If it hit that, now I know. Let it ride. But if not, don't. All right. Good job. Good job, guys. Don't worry, the stream's not over. But I'm glad we got that done before we switched over to the Earner Plus tier. Now, if you guys haven't heard already, I'm going to be switching over to the Earner Plus tier here in a second. So this was all for you guys, for the whole community as a whole. So right now, I'm going to send you guys the link in the Earner Plus tier. Doobie-doobie-doo. There we go. Shareable link. I'm going to come on over to here, and I'm going to put it in. Link numero dos. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry, I didn't leave. The server kicked me out. There we go. We should be back. Sorry, yeah, I didn't leave. Just the server kicked me out. It was an internet issue. I don't know what's going on. I think I just have like the caches or the data caches within the system itself are like maybe a little too overloaded. So I think after today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all the caches and all the data off my computer when it comes to the internet, and maybe that'll help because there's probably background server, like background cookies and stuff like that built up, and I bet you it's that. I bet you it is. So, all right, here I'm going to post this for the Earner Plus tier, so you guys have it, and don't forget, if you traded with me, right? And you did that. And maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Come over to the trade wins. Throw a big old slapper in there. Throw it in there. You know, be like, yeah, look what we did today. Do a nice little, you know, @ sign and do Colin Rice. Throw my name in there, all right? Colin Rice. Real easy. Colin Rice. And my last name's Rice. That's why. Rice-a-roni. So throw it in there that you traded with us today. If you don't want to put my name and you're like, screw that guy, I don't care. Do just hashtag and River Edge Futures, okay? You just throw the River Edge Futures in there because that's the folks who, you know, that's you guys. That's us. That's us as a whole because it's not about me. It's us as a whole. So I would rather you do the River Edge Futures than me. So, yeah, throw that sucker in there or an @ sign. You can throw an @ River Edge Futures too. Whatever you want to do. If you don't care, I don't care, fine. Throw your play in there because you know what? I'll know who got the trades in here because I'll see your name because Meads is in here. So I just want to see success. And if you have failures, obviously DM me. I'm totally happy to go over the DMs and like talk about psychology or to also talk and see like, hey, I had this trade not work out. Can you tell me why or something like that? And you want to go over part of the bread recipe, I can do that too. So you just let me know. You just let me know. All right. Otherwise, guys, we're going to jump over to the Earner Plus tier. I appreciate you trading with me today and hanging out, really.